So for the next 30 days, I decided to take 5-HTP because I'm a doctor that has ADHD and dyslexia, and I really wanted to see if 5-HTP could actually help. And I've seen the research where 5-HTP is supposed to help with ADHD, so I wanted to see if it actually could help with my own ADHD. Now, some other reasons of why I decided to take 5-HTP is recently I have been dealing with not the best quality of sleep. And 5-HTP actually has shown in research where it does help with improving quality of sleep. But it also, on top of that, I have felt a little bit more anxious. And then of course, there's my ADHD symptoms where I really need to improve my focus, my clarity of mind. And I've definitely gotten a lot more moody, especially around with my kids who sometimes might irritate me and where I might be yelling more than I should be. So these are the reasons of why I decided to take 5-HTP. Now, as how much I decided to take for the 30 days, I decided to start off initially with 200 milligrams. This is actually a pretty good amount to start off with, something that I recommend to my clients and patients when I am recommending 5-HTP. And so that's where I started. Now, the very first week of taking 5-HTP, I didn't see very much results here. I didn't see any difference. And this is common for me. I see it all the time for myself when I'm doing these 30-day challenge types of supplements, is usually the first week, you won't see very much benefit or any difference. There is some supplements I have taken in the past that I have seen within just that first week because I was significantly deficient in something and I would see the big difference. But that very first week, not so much. And I suspect that, and that's something you should suspect too when you're taking supplements. It isn't like medication where you'll start seeing effects right away. It takes time to get in your system and to be able to make those changes throughout your body. Now, by the second week, by taking 5-HTP, this is what I started to notice. I actually did start to notice that I was able to get better quality sleep. I was able to fall asleep earlier. And then on top of that, I was able to stay asleep and feel really rested in the morning. And this is exactly what I wanted. And this is something that I was wanting to see if 5-HTP could do that. Now, how does 5-HTP specifically do that? Why does it help with our quality of sleep? Well, 5-HTP is a precursor to actually serotonin. And then serotonin is a precursor to melatonin. And if you don't know, melatonin is what does help us go to sleep. It naturally is supposed to be produced from our brain to help us fall asleep. So 5-HTP not only can help build not only serotonin and also melatonin levels, it can help with stress. So 5-HTP, if you are more stressed at night, which I do sometimes will feel that way, and by taking something like 5-HTP can relax you. So therefore you're going to have not a restless sleep throughout the night because you are more relaxed. Now, by the third week, I decided to double my dosage. I decided to take 400 milligrams a day. And how I decided to do this is take 200 in the morning and then 200 at night, because obviously taking at night would help with my sleep. And what I did notice is I did start seeing some other changes here. Not only did it help with improve with my sleep, but also I started to feel more happy. My mood was better. I wasn't yelling at my kids as much, which was great. But I also had that where my ADHD symptoms start to lessen, which was really great to have that. But because I wasn't taking any of my other supplements, there was definitely other areas I felt like was lacking. And there's definitely a lot of different supplements I take for my ADHD that are really beneficial. And if you really want to know what types of supplements I take and that I recommend to everybody, there's a free guide, an HD guide in the description below that you can download that goes over all the supplements and labs and different nutrients and foods to implement for your ADHD. So you can check that out in the description below. Now, another reason why I was starting to see benefits for reducing my ADHD symptoms, of why this was happening and why my mood was improving, like I was saying before, is 5-HTP is a precursor to serotonin. So it helps build serotonin levels. Now, serotonin is responsibility a lot for our mood, especially feeling more happy. Serotonin is the happy type of neurotransmitter. And so if you're lacking in that, definitely taking something like 5-HTP can increase your mood and your happiness. And then why I think I was benefiting also on the ADHD side, of especially having more of a clarity of mind, is because sometimes when we are high stress, that will block our clarity of mind. It will also cause more brain fog. So if we're able to reduce that stress, that will alleviate that more when you do take something like 5-HTP. Now, by the fourth week, the results I had, I noticed that there was definitely a continuation of the great results I was beginning. And as you know, I doubled my dosage. So it had been about just over a week of taking 400 milligrams of 5-HTP. But I was continuing to have good quality of sleep. I felt more relaxed. And then on top of that, I had that clear mind and I had more of that happier mood. And I didn't really feel like I needed to increase the dosage more than 400 milligrams. I felt like that was a good amount. So I kept it with the 400 milligrams a day. Now, all the way up to 30 days, I still continued to have the great results, and I did need to increase the dosage, still have the good quality of sleep, everything that I just mentioned before. So really my thoughts when it comes to taking 5-HTP, especially for myself, I think this is definitely a really benefit for me, especially because I really want to improve my sleep, which it did. And then I did see some benefits where it did improve my ADHD symptoms, especially reducing them. And then on top of that, of course, I felt more relaxed and clear-minded. But the caveat here, because it was the only thing I was taking, I definitely felt like it was lacking in some areas where I do need improvement, because 5-HTP definitely has a lot of benefits on top of that, but definitely taking some other supplements along with it is where you can see a lot of the benefits. Now, I certainly did get all the benefits that 5-HTP does help with a lot of different other people, so you should watch this video right here that goes over all the benefits that 5-HTP specifically has, that you could possibly get those same benefits that I specifically didn't, so you should watch this video right now.